Hey guys, Fire here, bringing you another game review. This time we're checking out Armed and Gelatinous Couch Edition. This game is developed and published by the 3 Flip Studios and currently available in the Xbox Store for a price starting at $15. So, what is Armed and Dangerous Gelatinous Couch Edition? Besides just having a really long title, it's a local couch co-op party game where you are kind of these like amoeba-like gelatinous blobs that get armed with weapons, and you go in and get to compete against AI or local players. But I'd say since the game doesn't feature online multiplayer or anything like that, you're kind of forced to play against AI if you don't have people to play with. Now, I've been able to play this game with a couple different player counts, and I want to talk about my overall experience with the game. It's one of the kind of games where it's fun at first, and then you realize as the game gets going that a lot of the content here is kind of just overshadowed by a new shirt every time you go into a different mode. You walk around as this amoeba, and then you have the ability to dash around, pick up weapons, and then fight your opponents, all while going around and kind of just shooting guns to try to be the last one left alive. Now, your character is going to have a certain amount of health, and then you're just going to kind of rinse and repeat the same process as you try to collect things to be able to fight your opponents and move on from one spot to the next, trying to last as long as you can. Now, the game features different mini games that all kind of have very similar kind of systems in terms of how they play, as you're just going to be hunting around and gathering different things. There's a soccer mode, there's time mode, there's deathmatch, there's opportunities to kill people, but it's all kind of packaged in like one game that's very similar and doesn't provide a lot of context outside of like what you kind of get off the bat for the game. It's a fun little party game for a short amount of time, and then I think the game kind of loses its warm welcome, especially when you get presented with systems that take a while to load into certain things. You also encounter the need for, if you want to add kind of AI to the game, it's mildly clunky and it takes quite a while to add them, and then the variety in the different modes are honestly kind of lackluster and boring, with Blob Bombardment, the dodgeball mode, being probably the most fun that you get to experience, but you're even restricted not being able to really aim when you shoot those dodgeballs in the game. The controls are very simple and basic, as you just use an analog stick and 2 buttons to play throughout the game, so that is kind of nice, and it's cool seeing my name in multiple control features, so hey, nice to have my name highlighted in another game. I know, corny, but I'm going to keep going with it. Now, as far as anything beyond the game, there are unlockables, different things that you can get, different levels, and they're all tracked in these achievements. Now, at the time of recording this, I've tried multiple times. Almost all the achievements in the game, outside of play X amount of areas, don't seem to unlock or work, and I believe all the extra minigames are kind of stuck behind those, which unfortunately don't work out. Now, I will say it's kind of cool getting to come into here, watch this video, and see that they actually made a real-life arcade version of the game. That's probably fun for, you know, those who live in those like 6 locations in the country. It's a neat little thing they put in the game, but doesn't really add to too much. I think just the overbearing amount of content that's kind of lackluster and very similar all along the way. You know, you have deathmatch, kill people. You have stock match where there's just set stuff, you still kill people. Time match, you kill people. Blob dojo, you kill people. So soccer, you play soccer and you can kill people. And then you have dodgeball where you just throw balls to try to kill people. And then these other content modes that I can't tell what they are because there's no real way to unlock them in the game in the current state that it is. Overall, I think this game is kind of a swing and a miss, and I'm kind of struggling coming up with ways to recommend the game. I think if the game had some introduction to maybe online multiplayer, maybe just a little more variety in the type of modes, even down to maybe being able to like get more customization, like let me design my own blob or unlock new skins or things like that that don't really seem present in the game, at least from what I've played. or maybe it's locked behind some stuff that's not currently available within the game due to limitations of issues within the game. I think I've only had one unlockable in my multiple hours of playing, and again, I think a lot of it is stuck behind achievements and challenges that aren't tracking or working right now. Outside of that, guys, I'd love to hear what you think of my review down below in the comments. Am I being too harsh? Do I sound just about right? I always love to chat to you guys about games. Outside of that, thanks for checking out my channel, and I hope to see you again soon.